All right, more breaking news coming in. Bomber Dr. Umar Nabi caught on CCTV on Asaf Ali Road as well. As you know, the route mapping has been going on. We're finding out more and more details from this as well. He was spotted at a mosque hours before the blast. We're getting more information that he was caught on CCTV on Asaf Ali Road. You can see the visuals on your screens right now. This is the CCTV footage that has been accessed, and that is Dr. Umar Nabi caught on Asaf Ali Road as well. For more on this, we're now being joined live by Anshul. Anshul, thank you so much for joining us once again, staying on with us. Now, he's been spotted at Asaf Ali Road as well. What can you tell us?
Yes, it has come to the fore. Actually, it clearly tells us that how this entire the missing link between Omar's presence from Faridabad all the way to the Red Fort. At the Asaf Ali Road, there is a mosque from where we showed the footage that was accessed by CNN News 18 this morning itself, where Umar was seen inside a mosque. The CCTV footage is right outside the mosque from the road itself, and in this as well, it can very clearly be seen that Umar is walking on that road around the 10-second mark, and this actually establishes completes the entire link or the entire route that was taken by Umar all the way from nearby Al-Falah University to the Red Fort. Remember, CNN News 18 has been able to establish the entire route that was taken by Umar to bring the explosives all the way over here at the Red Fort. Initially, the first spotting that was done was near the Al-Falah University. The second spotting that was done was at the Badrpur border, that is the Faridabad Delhi border. The third spotting was at Okra petrol pump, where he refueled his petrol tank. The fourth spotting that was done near Ashok Vihar, that is in East Delhi, and then eventually he took a route from Outer Ring Road towards Connaught Place, and then from Connaught Place to Kashmiri Gate, and then through the Asaf Ali Road. He spent at least 3 hours inside the mosque, where it is being said that he offered namaz as well. He spent 3 hours inside the mosque before reaching the Suneri Masjid, parking at approximately 3:45 p.m. in the evening, and then eventually spending 3 hours inside the vehicle itself, did not step out of the vehicle, and then at 6:48 p.m. he steps out, he takes the vehicle out and then moves towards the main gate of the Red Fort where the explosion happened. So the entire route has been mapped out. Evidences and footages from each and every location where Umar had traveled, that has also been mapped out by the investigators, and this is going to play a pivotal role in the entire investigation, because now the DNA samples have also been matched. A clear link has been established between the blast that happened at the Red Fort and the Al-Falah University, and these footages are going to play a very, very pivotal role eventually when a charge sheet is filed in this entire matter, because these are crucial evidences that actually support the claim that how Umar himself actually decided to go ahead and carry out this entire attack. What is very interesting to note in this entire sequence of events, that Umar was alone at all the points. There was no one else accompanying him. Another pertinent point to note is that there are no digital devices that can be seen being used by Umar. He's not talking on the phone across all these CCTV footages, because Umar, a trained terrorist, he knew that if at all he will use any sort of digital devices, then then the agencies will be able to close. Was a very sharp person, and he knew that what are the nitty-gritty is from the lens of the agencies, and that is what that can be seen. But these footages that have come to the fore clearly narrates an entire detailed story of how Umar initially traveled from Al-Falah University all the way to Red Fort where the blast happened, and what were the exact routes that he took, and what were the places where he spent his time before reaching the Red Fort at peak hours of the national capital.
Absolutely, and as we were discussing earlier, according to sources, 8 people from the nexus were selected, as you mentioned, handpicked to carry out serial blasts at 4 locations. Now, it is due to the timely intervention that we did not see the kind of devastation that this entire nexus was planning to inflict on the national capital. However, the car that we're talking about, the killer Hyundai i20, there's another one that's involved, that's the red EcoSport, and then there's also certain Brezza that the hunt is on for. If you could tell us a little about that as well.
Well, yes, this was a larger nexus that was in play over here. Definitely, there are no two ways about it, because the investigation and the interrogation that has happened with the accused Muzammil, all these details have come to the fore. Remember, this was not a small nexus. This was a large nexus that was already in play. The target of this nexus was to actually go ahead and carry out simultaneous blast across different cities across North India, trying to give out a large message of how deep penetration has happened inside India as well. But all credit goes to the Jammu Kashmir police after the CCTV that Jammu Kashmir police saw of Dr. Adil pasting posters in South Kashmir. From there, this entire investigation started, because remember, pasting posters in Kashmir is not. It's not that big of a deal that the investigators will look into deeply. But in this case particularly, a deep investigation started. Dr. Adil was arrested from interrogation that happened with Dr. Adil. Eventually, Muzammil was arrested from Faridabad, and then the layers of this entire investigation started to come out one after the other. One after the other, explosives started to recovery of explosives started to happen. The detonators were recovered. Weapons, assault rifles was recovered. Probably it was not only a plan of a bomb blast that should happen across different cities. Probably more Fitine attacks with weapons could have also happened. So definitely, this was a big plan that was already in play, a large nexus that was already being formed, and not recently. This was being done for the past many years. Remember, Muzammil was working over here at Al Falah for the last for the last 3.5 years. Umar, the bomber who detonated the bomb outside the Red Fort, was working at Al Falah for the last 7 years itself. So this was a large nexus that was being built over many years. The detonators, the explosives that were being collected for many years itself. So definitely this was a large penetration attempt that was being done into the white collar terrorists over here in India. But due to the timely intervention that happened initially by the Jammu Kashmir police and then eventually by all the security agencies, this entire nexus has been exposed, and the impact of the planning that was being done, that has been reduced significantly.
Absolutely, Anshul. Of course, we have a lot more details now, but initially, if you were to just look at the number of explosive materials that were seized prior to this attack, all of the raids that happened leading up to this attack, which eventually then forced Umar Nabi to carry out this isolated attack, deviating from the plan of the larger nexus, that did give us, of course, some clues to the scale of this operation. Now, if you were just to talk about the chemical and detonator components that may have been identified in this explosion near Red Fort, that could perhaps also give us further clues about the operational logistical sophistication of this module as well.
Definitely, but the explosion was so heavy, and the explosion was done in such a manner that the impact could be increased. There are very few evidences of the explosive material that has been recovered. What sources have confirmed to us that there is a huge amount of ammonium nitrate that has been recovered from the blast site at this point. But it is still the further investigation into the entire composition of the explosives is still underway, because remember, it is not possible for just ammonium nitrate to blast by itself. There are other chemicals and other components that are required to actually go ahead and make ammonium and use ammonium nitrate as an explosive. So there were other elements in it as well. So that is something that is being looked into by the investigators at this point. But what were the exact components? That is something that needs to be seen.
Absolutely. Of course, thank you so much for bringing us these details. As of now, of course, we'll continue to track this closely with you there. Thank you so much. And with that, we're going to slip into a short break. Don't go anywhere, though. All the developments are coming in, and we're bringing you all of the developments in this case. Thank you so much, and keep tuning in.